with you what some of my clients have said about working with me and learning compassionate mediation. Even though their family was unwilling to participate in the process, you can learn a new way to approach old patterns. You can reframe your story with compassion for yourself and for your significant relationships, even the most difficult and hurtful. So whether your partner decides to be part of this process or not, you can learn the skills that you need to create a new and better relationship. And you can build an entirely new marriage. One couple came to me, and as she said, they were fighting and she was afraid to leave because of her young children and limited finances. And the idea of leaving felt almost as bad as staying. And what she learned was how to be in self, and I'll use her words. Our self, she explained, is the essence or core of who each of us is without the hurts of our past, the defensive strategies we've developed to protect ourselves, our fears, worries, etc. All that stuff covers up our shining, beautiful, peaceful self. And after a few short months, not only were they no longer thinking of ending their marriage, but they had created a whole new beginning and a whole new relationship together. And you can separate respectfully. There can be a compassionate divorce. You can come from your highest self. And this client traveled with his former wife and his daughter with friendship and harmony. So learning how to be your best self is part of what this process is. And then you bring your best self to all your relationships. And you can divorce and work together. I told you about the couples that were in business together, and they did dissolve their marriage and to continue to work successfully for years. They still are. They discussed all their psychological, financial, and legal issues and crafted the divorce decree to suit their needs. And they focused on what was really important, their 3-year-old child. So you can divorce compassionately. And you can improve your communication no matter what your partner does. This was one of my clients who was happy and hopeful. She fought with her husband every time they talked about the computer, but once she realized that she was looking at him as if she was a little girl when her grandmother yelled at her, and that she didn't have to do that. She could speak for the parts of her that were hurt, sad, scared, and angry. And what she decided is that they both made changes in how they related to each other. She understood more what was happening to her in conflict, and she could use that understanding to create a happier relationship. And she told me afterwards, she was astonished by how much her husband had changed, but he hadn't taken the program at all. What changed was how she related to her husband and how she related to all parts of herself. And you can reinvent your story. You can work up the courage to ask for something to change, ask for what you want and need. And when you do that, your mind and world open up, and you realize that you can be the architect of your own life and not the victim in it. And it's a good starting point to get unstuck. You get momentum, hope, tools, and support. You get information and inspiration with very real, useful wisdom, as one of my clients says. And you can listen to the videos and read the guides over and over again. And you can see it in different ways when you're at different points. And this client is the one who I said was reading my settlement prayer to her husband. And what she did was say that the program single-handedly changed the course of her divorce. She was able to show she says, I was able to show my husband that although our marriage was ending, we did not have to destroy everything. We would always be a family. We would just look different. And that they could show up as their best selves, not only for their children, but for each other. And they would always be a family, but we would now look and operate differently. And she was able to end her marriage with dignity and grace. So I'd love to work with you to change not only the face of divorce, but the face of conflict, one heart at a time. And it starts with compassionate mediation. So please join me in the Compassionate Mediation Program. Go to compassionatemediationprogram.com, sign up. You have a money-back guarantee and a bonus. And you can get access to the program immediately, start listening to the videos, look over all the inspiration guides, and then begin to work with me, create the relationship that you truly desire and deserve.